This is KGW News at noon.
New at noon, a developing story out of Southern Oregon. It is a brutal kidnapping case, and law enforcement says there may be more victims out there. First, we do want to warn you, the details of this case are violent and disturbing. The FBI says a man kidnapped a woman in Seattle and held her in a cinder block cell in Klamath Falls. The suspect is Nagasi Zuberi. The FBI says he posed as an undercover police officer and kidnapped a sex worker in Seattle last month. She told officers he used a taser and handcuffs to get her into his car. Then he sexually assaulted her. At his home in Klamath Falls, officers say he put the woman into that cell, which had a jerry-rigged door that couldn't be opened from the inside. Police say the victim was locked inside for several hours, but she was able to break out.
The woman fought for her life, beating the doors and the walls of this cell with bloodied hands. Through her perseverance, she broke free and waved down a passing motorist, asking for their help to call 911. The victim's focus, actions, and her will to survive triggered a law enforcement response that may have actually saved many other women from a similar nightmare.
Officers say Zuberi escaped to Reno, Nevada, where he was arrested after a standoff with police there. Authorities suspect there are other victims. They say Zuberi may have lived in Oregon, Washington, California, Colorado, Utah, Florida, New York, New Jersey, Alabama, and Nevada. And he used several aliases. They say he may have drugged drinks and impersonated police officers. You can look for updates on the investigation on the air starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon and online at kgw.com. Also new at noon, the gunman convicted of killing 11 people at a Pennsylvania synagogue will be sentenced to die. The jury vote today was unanimous. Robert Gregory Bowers was convicted in the 2018 mass shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh. It's one of the deadliest acts of anti-Semitism in U.S. history, but his execution may not happen for years. The Justice Department currently has a moratorium on capital punishment. Only 50 federal executions have been carried out since 1927. Here in Portland, a police bust took more than 3,000 counterfeit fentanyl pills off the street. Officers say the accused dealer was selling them dirt cheap for just 80 cents a piece. Police have a warning for anybody willing to risk it.
Don't trust any drugs you buy on the street. All drugs that we've tested, that we've seized in the last year, have tested positive for fentanyl, including, cocaine and meth and other recreational drugs. Everything has fentanyl residue on it, and obviously at this point, the pills you're buying on the street that people tell you are oxycodone, they're counterfeit fentanyl. You're putting your life and people their lives at risk as well.
The suspected dealer appeared in court yesterday afternoon facing charges of trademark counterfeiting, delivery of oxycodone, and unlawful possession of a controlled substance. Intel is apparently making plans to expand 2 of its factories in Washington County, and that could eventually bring hundreds of new jobs to the metro area. Intel isn't saying much right now, but KGW did get the company's application to the DEQ to upgrade its facilities in Hillsborough and Aloha. The work could increase emissions. That's why Intel will have to show it can meet DEQ air quality standards. A spokesperson told KGW Intel doesn't have a specific project to announce yet, but it wants to make sure it's ready for future expansion in Oregon. According to the permit application, the DEQ must still review Intel's request. There will also be public testimony. Let's head back to the Weather Center now, and Raj, you up today's high temperature?
Yes, I have. I'm going to show you why in a moment, but I do believe that we will likely hit 90 in at least as many spots up and down the Willamette Valley this afternoon as we will not. Let's give you a little tour. It's really lovely. We had no marine push this morning. We're seeing a little bit of fog on the horizon right there, but basically it's sunny over Yaquina Bay and our Newport live camera. Temperature at the beach there in the bay, 59 degrees. Here's Stoller Family Vineyards Estates. Look like this all morning, just gorgeous sunshine. And here's downtown Portland. pretty quiet. You can see the quiet Willamette waters. This is from the Portland Spirit Landing, the south waterfront, and of course there's the Tillicum Crossing. And here's the reason I've upped us to 90. Yesterday it was 89. I believe we were 76 at noon. So today we're running ahead of that pace. We're at 79, 11 degrees. We hit 90. Then we'll still be 85 at 5 p.m. We do have some showers on radar in far east Oregon. We'll talk about that, and we'll get into a thunderstorm threat for parts of our state starting tomorrow. That's coming up in my complete forecast.
We'll see you then. Thank you, Rod. In 2 days, you'll be able to pump your own gas in Oregon. So yesterday, we caught up with the state fire marshal's office about how all this will work. First off, offering self-serve gas is completely up to individual stations. If they don't want to, they don't have to. Some Oregon counties will allow self-service around the clock. Others won't. It's definitely a patchwork, so if you're traveling, the state is working on a map that lets you see which counties do what. But remember, even the self-serve stations are required by law to set aside a certain number of pumps for full service so attendants can help drivers who need or want it. Okay, let's also talk about safety this afternoon. This should go without saying, but experts do want us to pass along this reminder. Before you fill up, turn off your car, don't smoke or leave your car unattended, and don't keep getting in and out of your vehicle once the gas is flowing. Here's why.
And what we don't want is, static electricity and things like that getting built up. And so, kind of go in, step out of your vehicle, make sure it's off, and then safely fuel your rig, put the nozzle back, and then you're on your way.
If you still have questions, you can check out this website. It's choiceatthepump.com.